What if the one skill holding you back from your biggest breakthroughs isn't intelligence or talent, but something far simpler? Imagine unlocking a world of new opportunities, deeper connections, and unimaginable personal growth, all by tapping into a hidden power you already possess. This video reveals why curiosity isn't just nice to have, but your ultimate superpower. What do ChatGPT, quantum computers, and Airbnb have in common? They all started with someone asking a simple question: what if? Today, I want to show you why curiosity isn't just a nice to have trait, it's literally the ultimate superpower that's shaping our world right now. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how to harness this power in your own life. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. Every major breakthrough in the last decade didn't start in a boardroom or a research lab. It started with curiosity. Take artificial intelligence. Sam Altman and his team at OpenAI weren't trying to create ChatGPT specifically. They were curious about a fundamental question. What if we could teach machines to understand the language the way humans do? That curiosity led them to create an experiment with transformer models, push the boundaries of what was possible, and ultimately create something that's reshaping industries. Consider quantum computing. IBM, Google, and other tech giants are investing billions not because they have a guaranteed roadmap to success, but because they are curious about the mind-bending questions. What if we could harness the strange behavior of subatomic particles to solve the problems that would take classical computers millions of years? This isn't just tech innovation. Look at scientific breakthroughs throughout history. Barbara McClintock spent decades being ridiculed by the scientific community because she was curious about something that didn't fit the accepted model. She noticed that genes could move around chromosomes, something that contradicted everything scientists knew about genetics at that time. Her colleagues called her work impossible, but her curiosity was relentless. She kept asking, what if our understanding of genetics is fundamentally incomplete? 50 years later, she won the Nobel Prize, and her discoveries laid the groundwork for modern genetic engineering and the CRISPR technology. Or take Ignaz Semmelweis in the 1840s. He was curious about why women were dying at alarming rates in maternity wards. The medical establishment said it was bad air or divine punishment, but Semmelweis kept digging. He asked, what if it is something we are doing wrong? His curiosity led him to discover that doctors were not washing their hands between performing autopsies and delivering babies. When he implemented hand washing, death rates plummeted by 90%. The medical community ostracized him for suggesting they were responsible. He died in obscurity. But his curious questioning literally saved millions of lives and gave birth to modern hygiene practices. Let's talk about entrepreneurship. Every billion-dollar company started with someone being curious about a problem that everyone else accepted as just the way things are. Brian Chesky and Joe Gebbia were broke art students in San Francisco. Instead of accepting that expensive hotels were the only options for travelers, they got curious. What if strangers could let other strangers stay in their homes? Everyone said it was dangerous, impractical, would never work. Their curiosity led them to create Airbnb, now worth over $100 billion. Reed Hastings was frustrated by a $40 late fee at Blockbuster. Instead of just paying it and moving on, he got curious. What if there was a way to rent movies without late fees? That curiosity led to Netflix, which didn't just create a new business model, it destroyed an entire industry and created a new form of entertainment consumption. Here's what's really fascinating about these stories. None of these people were necessarily the smartest in the room. They weren't just most qualified, the most experienced, or the most well connected. What they had was something more powerful. They were intensely curious about the problems that others had stopped noticing. Now, you might be thinking, that's great for famous entrepreneurs and Nobel Prize winners. But what about me? Here's the thing. Curiosity isn't reserved for the exceptional. It's a skill you can develop, and it can transform your lives in ways that you can't imagine. When you approach your work with genuine curiosity, instead of just going through the motions, you start noticing inefficiencies others miss. You ask questions like, why do we need to do this way? What if we tried this approach? Suddenly, you're not just an employee, you are an innovator. In relationships, curiosity replaces judgment. Instead of assuming why someone acted in a certain way, you get curious. What might have led them to make that choice? This one shift can transform conflicts into connections. Even in learning, curiosity beats intelligence every time. A curious person with average intelligence will outperform a brilliant person who just lost their sense of wonder. Here's my challenge for you. For the next week, become a professional question asker. When you encounter something that doesn't make sense, instead of dismissing it, get curious. When you see a problem everyone accepts as normal, ask, what if there is a better way? Start small. Question one assumption you have been holding about your work, your relationships, or even yourself. See where that curiosity leads you. In a world where AI can provide instant answers, the real superpower isn't knowing everything, it's knowing what questions to ask. Curiosity isn't just about discovering new things, it's about rediscovering the world around you with a fresh eyes. The next breakthrough, the next innovation, the next opportunity that changes everything, it's waiting behind a simple question that only a curious mind will think to ask. What question will you ask today?